Welcome to GeekyKOOL presents Geeky Cinephiles. This is episode 9 for those that are paying attention. And I'm along with my buddy Joe, as we always are. We're here to talk movies because we love movies. And so, in that category, something we had not covered before are movie shorts. Those movies that tell a story, but they're not feature length. They're shorter than that. And we're going to focus on one of those today. A uh, a crazy wild ride of 31 minutes called Kung Fury.
31
The,
minutes.
31 minutes. There is a trailer for a new or a sequel to this movie that is out. It released last week. I showed it to Joe, and that kind of drove me to say, well, let's review this one because before that one gets going, and there is controversy on if that one's going to get actually made or not. But
Yeah.
we're going to talk about the one that did get made, this 31-minute short that has just about everything you could want for an 80s movie crammed into it in 31 minutes, right?
Everything. Everything in it. It's
So,
funny. Yeah. It's
yeah,
interesting.
tell me your initial thoughts. I mean, the very opening scene has the police car pulling up to the kind of the hoodlums that are outside. The one takes a skateboard, puts underneath the police car, jumps on it, and kicks the car in the air, and they shoot the car up and blow it up. That's how it starts.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Um,
you're in for a crazy ride with it.
yeah, um it was very interesting. It was immediately right off it reminded me of Grand Theft Auto because
Yeah,
of how it was shot and then the picking up a gun and shooting a gun and everything in that kind of sequence the way Grand Theft Auto did.
yeah,
Um,
very much so.
but I already could see it was going to be funny right to start with. I mean, the humor was there right there as the video
Oh
game
yeah.
comes to life and starts flipping people off. Yeah, it was yeah, I could tell I was in for a good ride.
Yeah, it's a video game transformer there,
Yeah,
coming to life from the arcade, attacking everything, shooting things, even has a dog up to a gun at one point. You're like, what in the world?
oh boy, yeah. How'd you find this film?
I saw something on it, and it's 10 years old. It was from 1950, oh my God, 2015. And I believe I read something about it online and went and found this way back 10 years ago. And then I wanted to revisit it when I saw the new trailer come out. But yeah, it's it is a wild, crazy, fun ride. The scene right after what you're talking about when the video game comes to life, they call Kung Fury. He's up in this whole dojo on top of this building with this woman who he's romancing, and then he breaks through the wall, slides down the building, and fires his pistol at his car, causing the door to open so he can slide right in.
Oh boy, that was funny.
I'm like, it's basically if you take Lethal Weapon to the extreme, throw in some dinosaurs, Nazis, time travel. That's really what this movie is. It takes that action cop movie of the 80s and basically says, let's make it as absurd as we can and as funny as we can. And it really
Yeah,
went with it.
yeah. So let's talk about um the so it's almost like a parody of a parody,
Yeah, yeah, it most definitely is.
but it was definitely 80s parody.
Yep.
I saw a Terminator reference in there,
Oh, yeah.
the way the one time traveled in,
Yep.
um, and the humor I loved because it was all over the place. It wasn't necessarily this kind of humor or that kind of humor. You know,
Right, right.
it was I don't know how to explain it. That's a terrible way of explaining it, but
Well,
um,
it's not airplane kind of humor necessarily, but it
right,
is very much funny line deliveries. It takes that Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liners and really goes with those also.
Yeah. So and then I saw some video game references.
Oh yeah.
And then it was it had every 80s action flick cliche. I mean,
it certainly did. It certainly did.
You start off with your hero, who's usually the lone wolf.
You're right.
And then he displays that he's a badass somehow. And so then
what a better way than to jump out of his car while he's jumped the hill on top of it and firing his pistols at the Transformer video game, right?
Yeah. And the cop partnership, there's always a cop partnership, new partnership, and the chief is always mad as hell. The chief's always angry.
Oh, that's exactly right. And what did you think of the new partner he was going to get?
Yeah, Triceratops.
Triceratops. Where did this come from? How do we have this human hybrid Triceratops person?
Yeah.
And nevertheless going to be his partner, which is absolutely hysterical. And his first partner died because of a ninja. Of course, a ninja that they captured and turns to him and he cuts him completely in half.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa. Even his tongue stays with the backside of him as he falls out. Craziness.
Yep.
So
then there's a fight for honor or revenge. He's on a mission, and then the love interest shows up, and he tracks down the bad guys it was really interesting that Hitler was the bad guy.
Well, what a better villain than Hitler, right? And not just Hitler, but
Kung Fu Hitler.
Yeah. What was his name in the movie? Oh my gosh. Because it is Hitler, and he is Kung Fu Hitler, but they call him something there because you have Kung Fury, and then you've got
De Fury. Yeah.
So crack me up, just so funny.
Well, and you're always going to root for the guy that's fighting Hitler, right? So
exactly,
automatically you got everybody in.
You fight Nazis, you're going to have people cheering for you.
Yeah.
Nazis are bad.
Yep.
Our grandparents knew that when they fought them. Everything else, I mean, it's just a matter of Nazis bad, right? So,
yep.
So, the tech guy at the police station comes out and finds a way to be able to Hackerman went, to hack time to send him back in time so he can kill Hitler back in Nazi Germany, but hacks it too far. And my favorite part was getting out the Nintendo Power Glove.
I know. I thought that's what it was.
The Power Glove. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then he's trying to type. And of course, the fingers on the Power Glove just aren't hitting the keys quite right. But I'm just dying laughing. Like,
and he had to have that to do whatever he was doing. He had to have the Power Glove on.
Now there's somebody trying to join us.
Might be one of my biggest fans.
Well, let's bring him in and see.
Yeah. No, it was. Are you hearing an echo, Larry?
I am hearing an echo.
Because on my phone, I can't get it on here.
Well, I don't. Let me see what we can do to change things up because it's not pulling us up correctly with three of us. So let me see what I can do here.
Mom, I think you've just been on your first podcast ever.
Well, welcome.
Larry says
you're with us.
Welcome. Oh, you're going to join us in video too. All right.
She is on video with us. We're glad you're here with us.
I can't put headphones on my phone.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I can't do it.
That's all right.
So I can't really hear you unless I put the phone up to my ear.
You just need one of the kids here. So did you look about any information on the director?
I did. And let's throw this up here to show people what movie we're talking about. Kung Fury. You can find it on YouTube to download not download, but you can go watch it. Like I said, it's 31 minutes, so that's something you can check out on YouTube to see what's going on. Yeah, the director is the main actor. He is the writer of this, and his name is I've got it right here, David Sandberg. And this really is the only thing he has done that he's got credits in IMDb for.
Yeah.
That and the new one that's supposedly coming out. So I don't know a lot about him. I know it's a film made in Sweden.
Yeah.
But it was they spoke English in the movie. So a Swedish filmmaker.
Yeah, so when he said what, so you remember, the Lonely Island guys? I guess Jorma Taccone, one of those guys, was Hitler.
Oh yeah.
And so when it said Sandberg, I thought that was maybe Andy Sandberg's little brother or something, But yeah, it looks like he put some money into getting it made, and
he did. So it ended up costing, and they raised money for this. So this is one of those things where they wanted to raise money to do this kind of funny, goofy, weird movie. They were trying to raise enough money for a full budget film that could be in theaters. They didn't make enough money for that, so they ended up settling on a 31-minute short. But it did end up costing them $630 million.
ooh,
No, I'm sorry. No.
I was gonna say, yeah,
$630,000. I said the wrong thing there. Oh my God. Which is great considering you've got David Hasselhoff in this movie.
yeah.
You've got some other people that aren't small, tiny people name-wise, but the cameo of David Hasselhoff as Hoff 9000.
Yeah.
The voice of his car, which is hysterical since he drove Kit on Knight Rider, and who had a voice in the car that was in that, I can't do that, Dave. So that's why it was Hoff 9000 is playing to that. But yeah, for only $630,000, they made this. Original target goal was $200,000, but short of the feature film $1 million that they were shooting for. So yeah, it did have acclaim at the Cannes Film Festival. It was very well received. People raved about it at the Cannes Film Festival, which they'd hoped would get it more publicity to be able to make that make the movie full length, but they weren't able to do that at that point.
Oh,
so, but like I said, they're talking 10 years later, having a sequel film. There is a trailer out on YouTube. I did not post it on GeekyKOOL because there are things in this movie and in the trailer for the new movie that are not PG-13 appropriate for our site. So I didn't post that out there, but Kung Fury, that's what
Kung Fury, yeah.
Adolf's name was there, was Kung Fury.
It reminds me of like a 12-year-old, 13-year-old boy that wants to put all of his favorite things into one film, like you said, ninjas and dinosaurs and time travel
and who doesn't love that? We got your mom back. Let's see if we can bring her in here.
Okay.
Can you hear us now, Cece? I don't know if
I
you can
finally figured it out.
There you are. Yay, we got you. Well, welcome to the podcast. We're glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
She did not see Kung Fury.
No, I did not.
So the question would be, do you like crazy, weird action movies from the 80s? Because if you do, this is a 30-minute movie for you. If you don't, this is not the movie for you, Cece. You'll be like, yeah, no.
Examples.
Well, think of Lethal Weapon from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that one.
But then this movie takes that and amplifies it by 10 on the goofiness and the craziness of the thing.
Okay.
So they bring in Nazis and dinosaurs and Vikings, time travel, all in 30 minutes.
Yeah, it sounds probably like something I would pass on.
Understand. It's definitely not a movie for everybody. So
Yeah, true.
you do have to know what you like, and that way you kind of don't you don't end up trying to watch something and just hating it. I mean, that's the worst feeling of all. So
yeah,
looking for the exit sign.
and looking for the exit sign, exactly. So in this movie, when he does time travel, he gets sent back too far in the past and runs into a group of. First, he runs across a laser raptor, who is a dinosaur raptor who fires lasers, and he's like, "I thought they were extinct."
yeah.
Oh no, I must have gone too far back. And then he meets a group of Viking women, and one of them rides a T-Rex.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and then they call down Thor, who is gigantic. Unlike Thor in the Marvel movies, Thor is more mythological looking because he's this huge thing, and he's got his big hammer and opens up a portal in time with his electricity. It just gets crazier and funnier, and then they end up in Nazi Germany and all fighting Hitler and all the Nazis right there. and Hitler is a master of kung fu, also called Kung Fuhrer.
Oh, that's pretty clever.
It is. It's a very clever movie. Something crazy like this often is not well received by the public or by the critics, but this movie is an exception. This movie has an 8.0 on IMDb.
Ooh, nice.
It has. Let me get back to it. It's very well received and liked. It is an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, 92% on Just Watch. It gets an 8 out of 10. Actually, no, it wasn't Google. Looking for the Google score. But anyway, so it's very well received and liked for what it is. You have to know going in, it's crazy. It is a spoof, but not a slapstick spoof of action movies of all kinds from the 80s. And a love story to 80s crazy movies. So.
Yeah.
It's they definitely included everything as some of the humor and action scenes were interesting. So when Hitler calls the cops, and he's shooting bullets, but they're going through the gun to where they are.
Into the phone. Through the phone.
Yeah.
And then all over the police station, killing the police chief who was mad at him. Yeah.
And he goes back in time, and when he sees Thor, he just says, "I'm a cop. I'm supposed to be in Nazi Germany fighting the Germans." And, Thor doesn't have any questions. He just opens a portal for him.
All right. I know what a cop is, and I know, all right, let's send you to the Nazis.
Yeah.
It's Thor, after all. He's a god. So.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well,
there's a lot of language and violence in here. A lot of one-liners that Arnold style, but, you have the whole even ripping up the guy's spine. Here, let me take your spine. And it had your back. And then, just crazy one-liners, but so fun because Kung Fury got his powers, his karate abilities, not from studying, but when his partner was killed, he was struck by lightning and a cobra bit him at the same time.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's how he gets powers.
Oh, gosh.
And he was in an alleyway. Where did the cobra come from in the alleyway?
Yeah.
What are the odds of that?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That was hilarious. Yeah. So I guess the director went on to do some big things.
Well, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking for him. I didn't see a whole lot, but yeah.
Lights Out,
Okay.
which made 150 million in the box office.
Well, there you go. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then he did Shazam. He directed Shazam.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
realize. And I love Shazam. That's a great, it's a
Yeah.
great movie there. Yeah.
I saw some Mortal Kombat references.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
when he goes to Germany in this big hall where all the Nazis are, it's just one screen passing back and forth between all these. I can't explain it, but the way fighting games used to be, just that's how he fought everybody.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was exactly how he fought everybody. And you have that. You have taking the gun and just hitting everything with your pistol as you're shooting at it, and doing all sorts of damage to things. The video game that came to life as a transformer, getting it in the side of, like, you're shooting it in the head and you shoot it in the side to kill it. So
And he quarters were fuel for that robot, right?
oh yeah, because he
Yeah.
broke open the parking meter so he could get quarters so he could power it up.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, it was the 30 minutes is good. That's a little less homework for me. So
Exactly.
it's taking me too long.
It doesn't, but it told the story and did it in a way that kept you entertained for the whole time. So it's a 30 minutes well spent, in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was fun.
Well, what do you think of the movie, Joe? How do you rate this one?
I'll rate it B+.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what it was, knowing what it is when you go in, I think it is important, because if you go in expecting a serious cop movie or something else and not the craziness of this movie, you would probably be disappointed. But if you go in fully expecting this is going to be this is like, a 80s action movie if you were doing shrooms, well, that might be where you would get with this movie.
Yeah.
But no, I give it an A- because it was so much fun and had such a good time. The fact that it's sad that it still is lingering out there trying to get made into a full-length feature. And how would that be received? It's 10 years later. So will the people that had watched this movie 10 years ago follow along and find it as funny? Because things are a little more offensive now to people than what they were even 10 years ago. So would people be offended by, especially the 80s cop drama stuff that we didn't think twice about back in the 80s? But yeah. I don't know, but I'm excited to see if they do go on to make this into a movie. But yeah, I give it A-. I think it was pretty perfect for what it was. Now, not expecting it to be anything other than just. And as I told Joe earlier, I have this habit of picking the craziest movies for us to review. He gets us these nice serious things, or gets us a list to do, and I'm like, hey, let's go with something you've never seen and it's kind of wacky.
I don't think I've picked a serious movie yet, right? No.
Well, we've had 2 movies. We did comedy. We did 2 lists. I don't know, but you've not done quite the craziness I think.
Yeah.
So
that's good though. It stretches my horizons.
It does, right? Plus, there are things I'm like, oh, have you seen this? Because you got to see this, Joe. This is
So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Since Cece is here, I was talking
Yes.
to her about this earlier. What are top 5 movies of all time?
Oh, that's a hard list. Wow.
And I think you got 3 or 4, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Return to Me with David Duchovny and Minnie
Driver.
Correct.
Great.
Driver.
Yeah,
Driver.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was a really good one. I loved Overboard. These are chick movies. You guys probably don't like all these chick movies.
Overboard from the 80s, the one with
Yeah, with Goldie Hawn and Kurt
yeah,
Russell.
that's a great movie. That's hysterical.
Oh.
Yeah.
It
It
is.
really is a good movie.
Yeah, it
And
is. Ah,
of course, the old ones, like Gone with the Wind and
that's a great movie. It's a long movie, but that's great.
Yeah.
yes, yeah. But the Burning of Atlanta was really cool in that movie. How they did it.
Yes, it
Back
is.
in the day, that was really difficult for them to do.
Most definitely.
And then My Fair Lady.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's some of my favorites.
Yeah.
Oh, What's Up, Doc? Have you ever seen What's Up, Doc?
Doc's my absolute favorite with Barbara Streisand and Ryan O'Neal.
Yep.
That's a really good one.
I like a lot of older movies. Like I'll go watch all the black and white movies and everything because they're just so well done. And sometimes the black and white really sets things up. And so I love doing that. Like anything with Humphrey Bogart in it, I'm pretty much in on. He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
And then I
African
love
Queen. Did you like
African Queen is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a super well acted movie. Love that.
Yeah.
Maltese Falcon. But I'm a sucker for noir movies, so that whole private eye noir thing, I love that. And of course, Casablanca is just an amazing movie.
Yeah,
So,
it's a pretty awesome movie.
Yeah.
and one that's underrated by him is Sabrina with Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
That one's magnificent. And talk about a chick flick. It really is a chick flick, but it's a well done chick flick. I mean, it's just great. So yeah.
Yeah, it really is. The newer one's good too.
Newer one was good too. Yeah, I agree. The newer one was good.
Harrison Ford. I love the original, but again, I'm a big Bogey fan. Audrey Hepburn's a great actress, so hard to go away from that. But the remake was well done to where you're like, okay, they didn't ruin it. Too often they take a classic and ruin it.
Yeah.
And I'm always of the mindset, don't go remake the really good movies or the amazing movies. Don't remake those. Take one that's bad, that had potential, and make it good. Go find that movie that's bad and make us go, oh, that's what they should have done at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of Albert Hitchcock. Anything Albert Hitchcock?
Oh, yeah.
His first American movie was Rebecca, and that movie is creepy and cool. I just love that movie. So.
Didn't he do Wait Until Dark with Audrey Hepburn? Where she was a blind person, and she took all of the light bulbs out of her house because a guy was chasing her.
I'm gonna have to look for that.
1967.
Who directed it, Joe?
Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, I have not seen that one. I need to go see that one.
Yeah,
I haven't
seen
seen
that
it. So.
Good
Yeah,
one,
that's
CC.
awesome. That is.
Alan Arkin's in that. Wow.
Yeah, Alan Arkin, yeah. And it scared me to death. I was a little girl when I went and saw it because I was with my mom and she took me to the theater to see it. And it scared me to death.
Yeah. My introduction to Hitchcock was Rebecca. My mom had me watch it with her. I think it was on like after the news movie sort of thing, movie of Friday night or whatever. And I remember watching that with her and going, "This is really cool, but it's creepy and scary."
The birds too.
The birds is creepy.
Yeah.
Well, they don't even do anything for 2/3 of the movie. You're just like, when are they going to do something? Oh my gosh, the anticipation. Hitchcock had that great ability to make you anticipate something, and it was more scary that you didn't see what was happening until it happened. You're like, oh, so yeah.
And
of course, Psycho is a classic. So
Yep.
Rear Window.
That shower scene in Psycho, the famous one, was revolutionary, I guess, at the time, the way he did it.
It was. And the fact that they used, because it's in black and white, they could use chocolate syrup to have that same texture as blood.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You're blowing our minds here, Larry.
Well, I'm glad I could.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're at the end time for our podcast. Cece, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so glad you were able to come on and hang out with us a little while.
Thank you for letting me join.
Of course, you're welcome anytime. So, and Joe, thank you as always, my friend, for having us do this. It'll be your turn next, so I expect a something that'll be entertaining and fun for us for next week. In 2 weeks, we're going to have an off week. First weekend of June, I am going to be out at youth camp without internet. So roughing it with 50 teenagers. So, well, not really roughing it. There'll be, bathrooms and electricity, but not the conveniences of home. So
yeah. Well, thanks, Professor.
Hey, it's my pleasure as always. For those of you that are out there watching, make sure to hang out, enjoy some movies, have a good time, and stay geeky.